What's going on, awesome vape fam? This is Joe of All Vapes. Really happy you guys could join me for another review because I've got a really solid one. Now, if you guys haven't heard of a company called Masters Tonic, guess what I'm about to unveil? You know what I'm saying? So we're going to break these apart in typical Joe of All Vapes fashion. I've had these sitting in my vape shelf for quite some time, getting steeped, getting beautiful, nice and happy. These are really tasty flavors. Now, first of all, Masters Tonic makes 5 signature flavors, and they're really quality as far as just the blend and the mixology. Some familiar favorites and other ones that are pretty outside the box, which I really dig. And then you got some really unique ideas being played into Ejuice as far as just making an ascension with this company. They definitely got their name out there. So if you've never heard of them, believe me, you're either not in the loop or you're about to, so stay tuned. First of all, we're going to talk about the label. This, to me, looks like something that you would find on an 18th century English ledger. You know what I'm saying? It's very regal looking. It's very professional looking. I absolutely love the logo and just the artwork that goes into a lot of the filigree and the design and artwork that they've got going on here. And, you know, incidentally, all of the labels are pretty much of the same style. I don't mind that. You know, I know I've kind of crunched down on some companies before for having kind of a cookie cutter style with a lot of the logos and the artwork on their labels, but Masters is totally different. There are exceptions to every rule, as they say, and you know, I love everything about how they portray everything. So from the get-go, on the corner of the label there, you can see that 3. Now that is the milligram of the nic amount in each bottle. That's what I vape, that's what I dig, is the 3. And right below where it says Masters is the name of the flavor of every single one of the bottles. And this one is Heaven's Wine. Now the Heaven's Wine is a peach blueberry green tea. Let's talk about that a little bit. Now, peach flavors, some people can take them, some people can't, and it's not, you know, it's not an intense flavor, but it is one of those that it's just kind of, you know, one way or the other. Remember the peach gummy rings when you were a kid? I used to love those things, man. You get them at the corner AM, PM for like 2 bags for $1.50, you know what I'm saying? Awesome stuff. I'd be cracked out for days on that when I was a kid. Still do. But, you know, this is a really cool blend because the peach blends really nicely with the green tea. I think the two of those complement each other wonderfully. And right in the middle, you've got a very true tasting, fresh blueberry flavor to it that is not very overpowering, but it's just enough to make a nice little sandwich. So first thing I noticed on the inhale definitely was the peach and the green tea, but the green tea is fairly prevalent. A little bit of an herby taste to it because it's a leaf. So it's kind of the glue that keeps everything together. So you're definitely getting the peach and the tea on the inhale, and on the exhale, you're getting a little bit more of that deep blueberry flavor to it with just a little bit more of the tea and a subtle hint of the peach. But between the peach and the green tea, I would have liked to try something like that without the blueberry first, basically just so I could appreciate more the melange, the mix, if you will, between the peach and the green tea. Very light, very refreshing. So green tea is kind of tart and just a little bit bitter, I guess you could say, to begin with. But you put some sweet peach in that, comes out really nice tasting. Tastes a little bit traditional to a typical peach tea, but green tea has its own kind of flavor going on. It's very earthy while still being light and tangy at the same time. A little bit tart, while that blueberry keeps it something nice and familiar and just holds everything together along with that green tea flavor. So the Heaven's Wine is definitely one of my favorites out of the 5. Great palate cleanser, and it's just, you know, it's just something sweet and friendly, you know what I mean? The second flavor is King's Harvest, and you can't really tell. You might be able to read it just a little bit right there. And the King's Harvest is my absolute favorite. This stuff is totally tubular, out of sight. Strawberry coconut ice cream. Unbelievably amazing flavor on this one. I don't really know where to start. I mean, the strawberry was very sweet and very earthy and robust, so a typical true strawberry flavor going on right there. The vanilla was extremely mellow while still being totally true to its flavor as well. The coconut was so creamy and rich and flavorful. It was like literally taking a bite off of, you know, just raw coconut, scooping it out of the shell and calling it good. A very even blend mixed between those 3 flavors. So definitely a tertiary vape, but you're tasting everything on every inhale and every exhale. The one thing that I will say is just a little bit bold, and not by a con as far as, pros and cons, was the coconut. The coconut just made everything happy. So imagine taking some fresh cut strawberries, taking some nice scoops of vanilla ice cream, just rich and creamy, and pouring a little bit of fresh coconut flakes right over the top. Unbelievably out of sight. So this one, being as light as it is in the areas that it is light, can be a great dessert vape. Right in the morning, you're just having something kind of nice and light and creamy, while not being too intense of like a dinner or a lunch vape, something later on in the day, or a brunch vape, if you will. But it really is a solid dessert vape. And you guys know me, I like my dessert vapes. Great flavor. That is the King's Harvest, the strawberry coconut ice cream. 10 out of 10 on this one, guys. I know you guys are going to love that one. The next flavor is Seeds of Eden. You can kind of get the little close-up right there. And the Seeds of Eden is a pomegranate peanut butter. This one was pretty outside the box for me. It's something totally new and different. Now, peanut butter and jelly vapes are not completely, totally new to the Ejuice market. But the one thing that is just different combinations, different strengths, and playing around with the mixology and the blends and whatnot. Every brand wants to come out and shine with their own particular take on a very well-known classic. And this is definitely one of them. I've tried other peanut butter and jelly vapes before. Obviously, comparatively to that, you'd kind of think that would be something very familiar and tasty, something you can always go back to and even consider an all-day vape. This one was just a little bit outside the box, even for me, and this is my personal opinion. The pomegranate was actually very true to the profile, so I will give it that one. Very true to the profile. It's typical dark, rich, deep, and earthy flavor, almost kind of like a dry red wine. Now you throw that in with a quality peanut butter flavor. The peanut butter actually was just very mellow while still being kind of rich and very smooth. So it was a solid taste. But the pomegranate, it was very, I don't want to say strong, but it was definitely kind of edgy as compared to the peanut butter flavor. So it's very exotic. It's totally outside the box. If you guys love pomegranate vapes, I definitely give this one a shot, especially if you're into like cookie vapes, a lot of the cake flavors out there, or just, like a good peanut butter vape. This is definitely something a lot different. Now, I dripped this and I sub-ohmed it. I did find that when I sub-ohmed it and I opened up all the air intake valves on my tank here, that it just kind of aerated it just a little bit more, made it a little cooler, and the flavor was just a little bit more, well, I should say a little bit less intense. So in that event, it was very tasty. It's just kind of a strong combination personally for me. But both flavors, very true to profile, very consistent. A little bit more on the palm than the peanut butter. So, I mean, obviously they know what they're doing. These are really quality flavors, and like I said, it's a well-known brand. This is something that they wanted to balance out to their own personal taste, and a majority of other individuals really like this stuff, or else they wouldn't keep selling it. So, you like peanut butter and jelly, definitely try out the Seeds of Eden. This is a really good example of thinking outside the box on a typical favorite that everybody seems to dig. Now, the next one is Crystal Tears. Right yonder. This one is cucumber melon. There are a few flavors out on the market that have got a solid cucumber melon flavor. The one thing that I loved about this one is that the cucumber could not have been any more true to profile if you cut straight up cucumbers and just started chewing on them while you vape some melon vape. You know what I mean? It was unbelievably strong in the sense that it was just really ripe, really fresh tasting, fresh cut cucumber. Light, crisp, airy, and really just beautiful. I love the bouquet of this. And the melon was so sweet and light and refreshing. It was a perfect combination. This one was just a little bit more up on the cucumber than the melon, but I definitely don't mean any cons by that whatsoever, because I love cucumber. And cucumber is a very unique vegetable. It's one of those vegetables that you will find blended with a lot of fruits out there, just because it has such a light, airy flavor to it as it is. It has a very wonderful, just kind of a light floral bouquet to it, which really complements a lot of food and a lot of different fruits that exist in nature. So it's a really, really good combination. And cucumber melon is a pretty traditional drink. You can make, cucumber melon smoothies, like for weight loss and whatnot. But this one is a very, very refreshing vape. It's not overly sweet, not massively tart, a wonderful palate cleanser, and it's just something that cleans up your taste buds in between a lot of the deeper, more rich and earthy blends out on the market. This one was definitely one of the best cucumber melon combinations I have ever tasted. Master's Tonic definitely has this one down to a T. So if you like cucumber melon, if you dig cucumbers alone, you're going to love this vape. So give it a shot. The last but not least flavor is Mosaic Gold, and this one is your traditional good old-fashioned morning crunch berries, baby. Now, this one was really super tasty. I'm not typically in the market, usually ever, for a cereal vape, but I always like to explore the different companies out there that are coming out and they're showing their stuff, they're showing their style, and they want to come out with something that is pretty typical, but still, once again, familiar, outside the box at the same time. So we don't stray too far from the formula, but you have to individualize. You really got to get your name out. And, what I loved about this one is that it almost kind of tasted like a toasted crunch berry. Straight up solid flavor, really, really good mix of a lot of different fruits. It was really amazingly true to a big bowl of crunch berries. It really, really was. And a fresh, milky, vanilla, creamy taste to it that was not overbearing. If you like your breakfast vapes, you dig your cereal vapes, you're going to love the Mosaic Gold. Classic crunch berries to a T. So, guys are interested in this stuff. I know you're interested in it, so I'm going to give you the skinny on this. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go on to Masters Tonic on Instagram. You're going to give these guys a follow. You give them some love. Tell them that Joe of All Vapes sent you. Then you're going to go to masterstonic.com, and you're going to check out all the information, better descriptive detail than I can give right here on a video. And what you're going to see on Masters Tonic page is a link on the bottom of their bio that's going to take you to the website ublazevapor.com, and that's where you're going to be able to buy these exclusively. These little 30 milliliter bottles run for about 18 bucks, which is, that's hellaciously reasonable in my opinion. Definitely take advantage of this. And I just want to say to Masters Tonic, thank you very much for supporting Joe of All Vapes. Really appreciate you guys having the patience and sticking it out with me. It's been a blast. And if all of you out there love this review, even if you like it, spread the word to your favorite vape fam. Check me out on joeofallvapes_2 on Instagram. Got some boss giveaways going on. I've still got my 10,000 follower giveaway that I'm compiling. Thank you very much for supporting Joe of All Vapes. Really super appreciate it. Like I said, spread the word here on my YouTube channel. Check me out, joeofallvapes_2. Keep your eyes and ears peeled because you never know what I'm going to bring. So you better keep it cloudy.